All right. I'm Zach Zeller, America's #1 practical nutrition expert, here to tell you the fastest way you could lose belly fat. So, first off, I just need to ask you a huge favor. Click subscribe. Not sure how to put buttons on videos yet. Still kind of figuring that out, so it might be here or in the corner, but yeah, wherever it says subscribe, just click somewhere. All right. Now, it seems that people don't want to just lose weight anymore. You know, it's got to be specific. You got to have a goal. You don't want to lose weight, maybe on your forearms or on your neck, whatever. You want to lose belly fat, show off the six-pack abs, and get all of the rest of whatever you want. It's a great goal to start. However, a lot of these gurus now who tell you to stick with, the 5-minute workouts, 6-minute workouts, 20-minute abs, whatever, they're full of pillows. That's not what's going to help you. All right, picture this. You have 24 hours in a day, right? If you work out even for an hour, that's one portion out of 24 hours. That's not going to make a huge difference, especially if you're missing this belly flattening tip in your life, this belly flattening habit. So what is this habit? Well, you have two of these organs in your body. Look like this, called the kidneys. They are right around your waist, right here, kind of towards the back. And what's so special about the kidneys is that they produce adrenaline, or epinephrine and norepinephrine, as well as cortisol. Now, everybody knows adrenaline is that fight or flight hormone. So if you see kids trapped in a burning car, you get a rush of adrenaline, and you could flip the car over, save the kids, be a huge hero. Cortisol isn't as powerful as that. Cortisol is actually more of the long-term fight or flight response. So, for example, if you have a big test coming up, you don't want to burn up all your energy and get too amped up to flip a car over, but it would be helpful if you had that focus and stamina to make it through the test, to make sure you get the answers right and put what you know onto the paper, that kind of thing. However, today everyone's stressed over the long term. You get stressful events coming at you from the news. There's just daily drama from friends, family, even TV shows you watch. They have that drama built in so that you stay hooked. It's cortisol 24 hours a day. And when you have rampant long-term cortisol, you're basically telling fat on a hormonal level to be stored around the midsection. That's a good place to carry it. It's right around the center of mass. If you stored all your fat in your foot, it would be tough to walk. You would eventually get injured and have all these issues. But fat around the midsection, it's easy to carry. It won't make or break your day-to-day activities, especially if you're stressed and your body thinks it needs to have excess stores of fat. So cortisol is the fat hormone that really targets fat gain on the midsection. Now, aside from managing stress, which you can do by obviously reducing the amount of, news you get, just watching about all these, you could limit stress by managing stress. There's a lot of beliefs tied into that, and you can work on that. There's a lot of great stuff that I can talk about later, but the habit I'm going to talk about with your kidneys is to actually have better posture. You see, just like a sponge, if you fill a sponge up with water and soap and you squeeze it, that water and soap drips out. But if you fill up the sponge and you hold it carefully in good position, it's not going to be dripping all over the place. You're going to be able to clean the dishes, do whatever you want. It's the same with your kidneys. If you constantly squeeze and put stress on your kidneys with bad posture, then you're going to increase your cortisol secretion and increase the fat around your midsection. However, if you improve your posture then you'll have less cortisol secretion and you'll be able to easily, without changing what you eat, without exercising more, keeping everything else the same, you will store less fat on your midsection and lose fat from your belly. Sound good, right? So how do you improve your posture? The first tip is going to be simplest one. Then we're going to troubleshooting a little bit, all right? So you're going to want to just visualize and work the greatest muscle for increasing your posture. And that muscle is your awareness. So if you want, you could imagine you have a line coming from the top of your head and a line coming straight down from like your pelvis, pulling you to keep you straight. So instead of being crunched like an accordion, you're straight up and down. And so whenever you feel yourself losing that posture, just again, make that connection and it'll help you, right? So there are issues that go beyond that awareness as well. People have muscular imbalances and it messes with your mood, your nutrition. All these things are so far-reaching, but it's so simple to fix. So two great examples of this are going to be your pelvic tilts. So there's the classic, I like the way Elliot Hull splits it up. You have the Pink Panther and the Daffy Duck. So the Pink Panther is going to be this way, where your pelvis is tilting backwards. So imagine it's like a bowl of water. It's tilting backwards. Water's going to flow out the back. Daffy Duck is when your butt's sticking out like this and the pelvis is tilted to release forward. Now, basically it's just a muscular imbalance from the back to the front. So if you have a Pink Panther, you want to work more on those glutes. So exercises like glute bridges, deadlifting, kettlebell swings will go a long way towards helping that. However, if you have the Daffy Duck, you need more strength in your abdominals. So exercises such as holding a plank, doing push-ups, getting that rigid posture, not rigid, but structurally sound posture under load will go a long way towards helping you with that. Now, the third thing is sitting. Stop sitting for so long because that naturally puts your body in a posture that puts pressure on the kidneys. So when you sit, research has shown this over and over again, and New York Times has taken and ran with it in articles such as is sitting like the new smoking, all these kind of overly hyped things about how sitting puts you at long-term risk for heart disease, chronic inflammation, and of course excess abdominal fat. So what you want to do is you can still sit, but every half an hour or so, take a break to stand up. Ideally, you don't want to just stand up, you want to be able to walk around. However, if you're in a tight space, if you're in an office, then I would recommend just to every half an hour or so, stand up and do 10 squats. Because you want to activate those muscles and have them firing to actively support you to sit with better posture. So even though it's sitting, you could be sitting with good posture or sitting with bad posture. And obviously the bad posture is going to be knocking your health down a few pegs, leading to more fat gain. So the whole issue of this is what I like to call an accelerating factor, right? It's a factor that affects your other habits, that affects your results, right? So if you have better posture, it affects you on that hormonal level, remember. So it not only helps reduce abdominal fat storage, but it also increases your mood, increases your energy, increases your focus. Apparently it doesn't help you speak much better, but it does all of these things that will help you make better food choices, get exercising, and make all of those healthy behaviors that you can stick with to get fantastic results faster than you've ever thought. Because that's the whole big message of my company, Daily Nutrition. It's not enough to just know what to do. You have to really stick with it. And these small little habits are going to be what builds that in, builds you up. Because small hinges swing huge doors. So today, start by being more aware of your posture and seeing if you need to add in the corrective exercises, and then set a timer or mind your watch or set goals that every so often while you're sitting, you take a break to do a few squats and activate your glutes and your spinal muscles and your core to be able to have phenomenal posture and to lose fat the simplest way. Again, I'm Zach Zeller from DailyNutritionHQ.com, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.